The watch we're looking at today combines three of my favorite things in this hobby: a white dial, a limited edition, and a German watch. Welcome back to the channel for Right Time Watches here in Denver, Colorado. Today we're doing something super fun. We're taking a look at a pair of very interesting and exciting new Laco wristwatches. This is the Augsburg and the Aachen like we've not seen them before, with a gorgeous white dial. Before we dig into all other details though, we'll invite you to subscribe to the channel so you catch all of our upcoming videos on watches like this one. This pair of watches is 42 millimeters in diameter with a 50.5 millimeter lug-to-lug distance. It's 12 millimeters thick and powered by a modified Miyota automatic caliber, customized by Laco. These watches are gorgeous and follow a similar pattern that we've seen from Laco in the past. These are the Augsburg and the Aachen, the Type A and B Flieger dial. This time they get a gorgeous white dial with some lovely blue accents surrounding the dial as well as on the hands. I think this is a perfect color combination. It's quite unique, but it's attractive and classic all at the same time. With their deep-rooted history in creating pilot watches for the military in the past, as well as their incredibly accessible price points, I am 100% okay with Laco re-releasing these in different limited editions as much as they want. And in fact, they do this fairly often. That being said, each one is unique in its own way from a dial perspective, and this white dial might be my favorite so far. There's so much to love about a clean white dial in my opinion, but one of its fallbacks tends to be that they become a little bit hard to read depending on the hand setup. That is not the case with these particular models. As I mentioned before, the hands are blued around the outside, and with the lume inside, these are going to be very legible. I really appreciate that they go all out for these models, but do so while keeping the price under $600 US. They do both have a very similar style, obviously, but they reach out to a broader audience by providing this Type B version with a 5 through 55 minute indicator, and then on this Type A, we've got the more classic and traditional 1 through 12. Either way, you've got that signature Flieger triangle up at the top and the beautiful pilot design. Getting a bit more hands-on with these timepieces, something that I really appreciate is this lovely sapphire crystal. It is pretty much exactly flat, but it does have a little bit of protrusion, so it's got a nice look to it. The sides of the case are also flat, but the metal finishing is impressive and attractive. I'm always a fan of these oversized pilot crowns as they make changing the time easy. You'll notice that this version of the Miyota caliber is modified to have a hacking seconds feature, something that its standard cousin doesn't have. The strap on this watch is also enjoyable. It's 20 millimeters wide, and it's a lovely, soft brown leather with those rivets on the top. Handmade in Germany, noted here on the back, and Laco on the other side. We do have a nice Laco signed buckle, and everything goes together nicely in terms of the metal finish. I've mentioned this movement a couple times, and it is quite impressive, though it is a relatively affordable caliber that does help with the price of the watch. We do have a lovely bit of lume on this watch, and it's really easy to see with this white dial as I mentioned before. I like that blue color to it, it matches. The wearing experience with these watches is always top-notch. They are not particularly heavy because of that nice leather strap. They sit well against the wrist also. I have an 8-inch wrist, so a 42mm watch is no problem, but that just over 50mm lug-to-lug distance will make these accessible for a much broader audience than just those with a large wrist like mine. If you're interested in this watch, I highly recommend that you take a closer look, and if you can come into the store to try them on, you should do so. These watches are impressive, but they're even more exciting when you get hands-on. If you're a fan of adding fun and affordable watches to your collection, you've got either option with the Type A or B dial, and if you've got $540, you can make one of these yours. I highly recommend it. Every time Laco releases a pair of these watches in a limited edition, I get so excited because I think these are just such great value for your money. They're an attractive and classic design from a respectable brand with a great movement inside. If you'd like to purchase one of these watches or any of our others, please visit us online at righttime.com or give us a call. We're always happy to help. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time at Right Time.